Ya, halo teman-teman semuanya yang sedang menonton video ini dan selamat datang di channel Kiki. Ayo kita main The Stanley Parable. Ya, kita langsung main aja.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, jadi kita bekerja tuh dikendalin semua
something
dari
very
CCTV.
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oke, keluar dari office-nya.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Karena
the
corona
meeting.
lah.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Gak ada yang masuk lah karena corona. Terus kemana lagi kita? Jadi pokoknya tiba-tiba tuh suasana kantor tuh mati ya. Nggak ada perintah lagi dari CCTV, teman kita nggak ada.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Oke, katanya ke kiri. Terus ini kemana?
Yet there was
Oh,
not a single person here either.
ini dia meeting room-nya.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oke. Oh, ini hasil diskusi apa nih? Minggu lalu mungkin, sebelum kejadian ini. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Using slides to assure our employees. Ya, belum kelar baca. Everyone is unique. You must have all. Kita
Coming
ke
to a
kantor bos.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wih, gila keren banget. Jauh banget dari kantor kita ya. Wih, keren. Sini, bukan? Oh sini.
Stepping
Yeah,
into his
ketutup.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Iya, bos kita
Shocked,
mana?
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course,
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Terus? Apa nih? Kok?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Terus gimana cara ini ya? Apa sih gimana sih?
2845.
Gimana sih maksudnya? Gimana cara mencetnya? Oh ini 2, 8, 4.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Gua kira tuh di
And Stanley
mejanya.
got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. Buka. Wow. Kesini kah? Oh iya, kesini. Tudut. Kok?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Iya, kenapa kita
This
baru rasain
question would
keanehan
not
sekarang
go
sedangkan kita
unanswered for long.
udah bertahun-tahun kerja.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
kaget
the
gua.
large door that read
Mind Control Facility. Oke. Oh, jangan-jangan kita dicuci otak selama ini ya. Dan pekerja yang nggak datang karena dia udah nggak dicuci otak mungkin, jadi pulang. Chat.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Oh,
horrible
ini
secret
layar
did this
TV.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Ini apaan sih, kok ruangannya aneh banget. Banyak komputer gitu.
Now the monitors
Wow.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Jadi selama ini kita tuh dimonitoring, kita semua yang kita lakuin tuh diperintah dari CCTV ini. Dan begitu juga teman-teman kita pekerja lainnya.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it
Bener kan cuci
blindly?
otak selama ini. Jadi kita udah mencet itu, berarti kita udah terbebas dari cuci otak ini.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Ya udah,
Was it
tunggu apa
even
lagi?
possible?
Pulang lah.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Wih,
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Mind control
happy
status
or
offline.
sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded
Ooh.
from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Jadi ini kita matiin semua mesinnya. How matiinnya? Ini kayak layar bioskop ya. Mind control idle, awaiting input. Matikan. Oke, kita terbebas. Udah gak jadi budak lagi. Wih, ada apa ini? Apa kita udah terbebas?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Ini apa? Ini pintu kantor
And
kita
yet,
ya kebuka ya?
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Iya ya.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking.
Akhirnya sudah bertahun-tahun kita kerja di kantor yang semuanya dicuci otak. Akhirnya kita terbebaskan bisa pulang. Mungkin istri dan anak kita sudah menunggu.
It will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Let's go. Gue pengen ketemu istri dan anakku.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And Stanley was happy. Hah? Udah? Oh, ini endingnya cepet banget ya. Dan gue lihat sih game ini tuh endingnya gak cuma satu. Jadi kayak banyak gitu endingnya. Ada yang endingnya baik, jelek, dan lain-lain. Jadi ya thank you udah nonton video sampai selesai. Kalau kamu suka dan merasa terhibur, di like dan dipencet tombol subscribe-nya. Bye, tunggu video berikutnya.